He made it clear his #1 priority is the economy and getting people back to work. Jobs, jobs, jobs. His #1 legislative priority, he opened up the speech by saying, was passing a new jobs bill in the Congress.
You think it will create jobs? How many jobs do you think, from what you heard?
Well, if you just take this package by itself and you combine it with some of the other things we're talking about, unemployment insurance and perhaps some help to state and local government, I think it could make about 1 million job difference by this time next year.
Substantively, you saw a president who was taking a more pragmatic approach to the Republican side, saying, let's do some things that you can support, at the same time calling out Republicans to say, if you want to make it that a supermajority is the only way to get legislation passed, then you're on the hook here too. You are responsible for legislating. It's the foundation of an argument I think you'll hear Democrats make as the year goes on, which is to say you can't simply oppose and get away with it.
I thought it was a strong speech, a little long for my taste, but I thought that really he helped himself when he says things like, you know, I've cut taxes on 95% of Americans, and then he goes on to say, I haven't raised taxes, not one dime on one person. I think people sometimes lose track of that in the midst of all the economic difficulties the country has gone through and all the rhetoric from both sides.
Well, it wasn't rope-a-dope, I'll tell you that. It was much more positive and much more seductive. I agree completely. I think the turn came around when he asked them on about the third or fourth time, are they going to join him on health care? And I think they were aware of how they would look if they hadn't joined him at that point.
I would argue, Katie, that tonight this was a smart speech, and Republicans can't just be knee-jerk in their response and saying no.
I think at least tonight he will win the argument for getting together.
Now, let me repeat. We cut taxes. We cut taxes for 95% of working families. We cut taxes for small businesses. We cut taxes for first-time home buyers. We cut taxes for parents trying to care for their children. We cut taxes for 8 million Americans paying for college.
Now, it may surprise a lot of the president's critics out there to find that this really is a true statement.
I thought the guy dominated the room, used humor, occupied the middle ground. It was both theatrically very good, playing in the hall much better than it read on the page, tactically quite smart. Overall, the tone of it was remarkably reasonable and commanding.
Gloria Borger, just give me your general reaction.
Well, I think the speech was smartly written, and it had a little bit of everything in it for every party.
Voters are really going to like the fact that he is focusing on jobs and the economy. I mean, if you watch a speech and don't come away with the sense that this man is committed to creating jobs and fixing the economy, then, you know, you're asleep.